Once upon a time, a young man awoke and prepared to go to work. Like every morning, he took a shower, shaved his bald head, got into his recently purchased Lexus sedan, and began his route to a destination he had embarked upon numerous times during the past 21 years. For the recent 10 years, he's held the position of information technology architect, also known as a principal software engineer.
Principal, the person with the highest authority or most important position in an organization, institution, or group.
Rather than going to his open-seated desk on the 12th floor of Building D, he walked into the Human Resources office, handed an envelope to the HR manager, and quietly muttered, "I quit."
Who, in their right mind, quits a six-figure paying job without notice?
In this video, we will take an in-depth look at one man's journey to becoming an information technology leader and the circumstances and impediments he faced that led to his walking into the office, on any given Friday, after having achieved 21 years of success and resigning. In his pursuit of becoming an IT executive, he reinvented himself as he took one step back to take two steps forward, enduring multiple rejections, failures, and bouts of uncertainty, ultimately achieving greatness along the way to a new level of success.
Introduced to computers at the age of 11, little Edward Dwayne was somewhat of a computer prodigy. He was already familiar with the Atari gaming system, but when his father brought home a Tandy TRS-80 computer and had no idea how to work it, little Edward's interest peaked.
Do not touch it.
What 11-year-old listens to anything that starts with the words,
Do not.
Little Edward Dwayne, the oldest of three in his family, would soon author computer programs that made learning basic maths and English skills fun for his younger siblings. At the feeble age of 12, he convinced his dad to send him to an adult computer programming class where he would stun his classmates and the instructor. After tedious prying, he persuaded his father to purchase his very own computer, a Commodore 64. To ensure his siblings weren't left out, his father buys them a Texas Instruments TI-99-4A. At the age of 13, in an era when many African American children didn't have access to a single computer, Edward Dwayne mastered the BASIC and Sprite programming languages on not one, but three different computers.
In 1982, the Denver public school system required all children to view the 1977 miniseries, Roots, as part of the 8th grade African American history curriculum.
It don't matter. See, my sister, take me from my home and bring me to this place. The only time I get to be free is when I run away. I tell you, Phyllis, sometimes it seems like being alone and being free, they're all the same for a slave.
You don't be free. You be dead.
Then I be free.
For all children of any race, learning African American history can be a traumatic experience. For little Edward, only 13 years old, hearing for the first time that he was a direct descendant of a people kidnapped from their land, separated from their families, beaten, raped, bred like animals, and sold as property to enslavers, it was devastating.
At a very young age, I realized that, although the plight for equal justice, equal voting rights, and equal pay is and will always remain a vital issue for people of color, the notion of an equal opportunity is not something I should take lightly.
Edward would achieve academic greatness throughout high school, reaching excellence in math, English, and business, participating in a work-study program at a nearby middle school, while earning high school credit, and graduating early. At 16, his father purchased his first and only electronic keyboard, where he connected his home-built IBM XT and AT computers through MIDI. As a songwriter, Edward participated in church events and school talent shows, showcasing his combined musical and computer skills. At 17, as a college student, Edward wrote his first commercial computer application for a railway company. The application, developed in Microsoft's Visual Basic, would introduce him to the world of business contracts and salesmanship, earning him a nice sum of money and igniting an entrepreneurial mindset that would last many years. Edward established his first business, Fast Eddie's Typing and Printing, also during college, specializing in flyers, church programs, business cards, letterhead, and resumes. Unable to compete with the local printing companies, His business would fold in just a couple of years.
Shortly after graduating college, Edward joined the Alert Center, a local alarm company, later purchased by ADT Alarms, specializing in selling, installing, and monitoring local residential and business alarm systems, as an administrative assistant to the vice president of operations. In this position, he would develop an application that improved the accuracy and efficiency of systems reporting. Written in Borland's DBase 3, Edward's innovative application would earn him accolades and multiple awards. He would later convert the application to Microsoft's Fox Pro database software platform, which ultimately led to the company creating a leadership position that gave him oversight of a team of data entry analysts responsible for entering information into his database application. He'd fill the role of an application programmer analyst shortly after that, the first and only African American in the company's IT department.
While working at the Alert Center, Edward's creative juices began to flow.
Wouldn't it be nice if rather than needing a monitoring company to monitor your alarm system, your alarm system had the smarts to notify you whenever it detected any trouble?
Edward would remain with the Alert Center for 6 years. On his first attempt to resign, to join another company simply for a pay increase, the Alert Center counter-offered and Edward stayed. In a second attempt to leave to join the Computer Sciences Corporation as a technical consultant, the Alert Center reluctantly parted ways, only to reunite 9 months later, with Edward in a consultant role. It wasn't until Edward and his first wife decided to relocate their family to Atlanta, Georgia, that he would part ways with the Alert Center for good.
It was 1996. Edward was 27 years old and had spent a good portion of his career with a company that allowed him to experience unprecedented growth. He now finds himself in uncharted territory, a new city, a new job as a contract programmer, and a new assignment, with a company he had never heard of. The Home Depot.
Please take a moment to subscribe to this channel. Be sure to click on the notification bell to be notified when we drop part 2 of this story. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode of
Wow, how'd you code that?